Okay, Metcalf, another day, another prospect. That's what we're saying to everyone. We're counting down the days till draft season, aka college basketball, is officially back. Today, we're going to talk about Neoklis Avdalas. Yes, I'm pronouncing his name Neo because it's cooler. Going to Virginia Tech. He's going to be a freshman, but this isn't your typical freshman. This is someone that was making some buzz last year overseas. Some people thought he might be a party crasher for the last year's draft. From Greece. A lot of intrigue. He's listed around 6'8", 6'9", depending on where you want to trust your sources. What do you like about Neo? There's a lot of fans. Yes, YouTube Army has a lot of fans with Neo. We love you guys. But there's a lot of intrigue with him as a potential guy that's going to shock some people in the college basketball world and make some noise as a first rounder this year. So what do you like about Neo? What gets you intrigued?
And for starters, that size that you just mentioned, it's fun. It definitely helps clean up a lot of the warts and concerns. And then you factor in how it contributes to his playmaking reads, his defensive playmaking, what he looks like in the open court, getting downhill, getting to the rim. That's where I get really excited about him, is when he's able to, attack rotating defenses or push in transition, because that's where he had his success with Peristeri over in Greece last year. I mean, there are a lot of inefficient numbers that we'll dive into, but one that was awesome. 96th percentile in transition. I like that a lot from my 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" point guard who's continuously improving as a playmaker as well. That is really, really fun. And if Virginia Tech's able to play with a little bit of pace and he's able to attack college defenders, I think he could be in a world that it wouldn't shock me if it mirrors some of what we saw from Terrence Shannon Jr. and his ability to get downhill and get to the line in his last couple of years at Illinois.
He's shifty and smooth on the court, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You see quickly why someone would get intrigued. You see the sell of gigantic plus sized forward that you basically watch and he plays the game like a guard. So you're like automatically that we got some positional versatility. Maybe you run the offense through him. He can bring the ball up in transition. He was with Peristeri last year. Played about 26 games, according to Real GM. 18 minutes, he averaged 7.7 points, 2.7 rebounds, 1.4 assists on shooting splits of 43.6 from the field, 35.7 from three, and 70% from the line. They're all solid for a young player. They were all solid, fine numbers. Nothing you get excited about. The same song and dance we do with every international guy. Like I said, he's 19 years old, so he kind of was generating some late steam in the draft. Had some good workouts going up into that. People were like, could this maybe be one? And then we were all like, hey, this would be a really smart guy to just go all in for next year.
Yeah.
Then he declares to go to Virginia Tech and is firmly on scouts' radar. So what are you looking for with his game to kind of see improve this year? I think there's a good foundation, but we see with a lot of these guys, it's like, well, if you can hit the ground running, that buzz can really get hot fast. If not, if you struggle, we could be looking at someone that's going to take a couple years, but there's no denying the talent.
Yeah, and if he's not a force in the open court and getting downhill, that's my baseline expectation for him. If he's not that right off the bat, then I might start to get concerned. But what I'm just the most fascinated to see is the jumper.
Yep.
Because the sample size is so small that no matter what numbers you look at, you can tell yourself whatever story you want. So when we only look at his attempts in the Greek league last year, 72 total jumpers, small sample size. On that, he shot 25% on 16 two-point attempts and 39.3% on 56 three-point attempts. Not bad. But when we look at all his competitions, excluding exhibitions, the jump shot, sample size only goes up to 107 attempts. Still not great. And that's 23.1% on 26 two-point attempts and 33.3% on 81 three-point attempts. So that 33.3%, not an ideal number. That 39% that I just read in the Greek league, if you're optimistic, that's the number you're going to use. Then we just even look at what he did with the Greece U20 team this summer in the 2025 FIBA, and 36 three-point attempts at 30.6%, 42.9% from two on 14 attempts. So it's like I have no idea what to do with the jumper. For now, I'm skeptical. And it's just going to be one of those things where it's like I would almost rather see him take a lot of them and shoot and have incredibly mediocre, if not below average numbers, than have really impressive numbers on a really low sample size, if that makes sense.
I think you're spot on with that. I think that's the one thing I'm looking for this year is one, it's something to intrigue overseas on limited production, but two, it's okay if you're coming over, we need to see higher sample size. We need to see what you can do because
Yeah.
maybe there's more to his game that we're just aching to be like unleashed. And he's going to have a great set of skills for the college basketball game at that size. You know, we talked in the beginning of this recording, like he's around 6'8", or he was. Virginia Tech, which we always say, take college team website measurements with a grain of salt. Virginia Tech has him at 6'9", 215. So that's a plus size college ball handler with guard skills. I just want to see what, you know, it looks like with higher volume. I'm with you. I would like to see more of a sample size, more attempts than just fascinated about being efficient. Want to see the outside shot. What type of skill set do we have here? How much versatility, and how ready is it? I think is the biggest question.
Absolutely. And then if it is real, how much does that continue to open up his playmaking? Because the playmaking numbers just continue to improve and look better. I know Peristeri, they weren't overwhelming, 37 assists in 29 games, assist to turnover ratio of 1.19. That's across all competitions. But then we look at what he was allowed to do with Greece and their U20 team this summer. Over 7 games, he had 54 assists, 7.7 assists per game with only 16 turnovers, a casual assist to turnover ratio of 3.38. Not bad. If he's able to replicate that, like that kind of volume with that kind of playmaking efficiency at his size with his downhill pressure, now we're talking about a guy who's like a jumbo point guard who can collapse defenses whenever he wants and then effectively spray out to corner shooters or throw lobs to backdoor cutters or rollers. That's the kind of playmaking and on-ball creation that translates to the next level really consistently, even if the shot is fool's gold.
Absolutely. I think that's why people are so excited, is because there is a path where this could get cooking in a hurry. He could be a serious name in this class. We're just now waiting. We're counting down the days like everybody else to see when it's going to be on full display. So, all right, that is another episode of this fun series we're doing, Metcalf, 30 and 30. We got a new prospect every day in the draft class that we are looking out for this season. We're trying to get everybody educated, get you caught up to date, and get you excited for the draft cycle. So please check out every day No Ceilings NBA YouTube channel. We will have a new prospect, breaking them down, all that fun stuff. Thanks, guys.